Today we're talking about responsibility. The reason why, I thought of talking about responsibility was I've seen a lot of circumstances and situations and issues that people talk about, and I don't think a lot of people are taking responsibility for their part in it to an extent. So like there's there will be issues about relationships or dating and stuff like that, and nobody's really, I don't think anyone's checking themselves a lot of the time. It's more of a outwardly thing. Everyone's throwing blame and stuff like that, and there's not a lot of people checking or being responsible for themselves. So I'm just here to talk about it like a big brother would. So there's a few definitions, and I kind of break it down. I break a few definitions down: it's responsibility, responsible, and even response. So let me start with responsibility. It is the quality or state of being in charge of someone or something. It also says quality of being dependable and something or someone for which someone has change, and that's responsibility. When I was reading about accountability versus responsibility, it also said responsibility is the roles of the person and the value they bring. So let me continue with responsible. Responsible, there's three definitions for this one also. It is getting the credit for, blame for acts or decisions. Another one is reliable. And final one says needing a dependable person. The last one, response. Break it down even simply for you. There's two definitions I like for this one. It says an act or instance of replying, answer. A person, no, I'm sorry. A reaction of a living being. So pretty much how you react to things, which that was my theory that I thought I was talking about earlier. So it's, to me, responsibility is your ability to respond, how you respond in certain situations and stuff like that. Example, if I'm standing and somebody walks by and steps on my shoe, how I respond in that situation. Am I going to trip and get mad and push homeboy, which is irresponsible, or is my response going to be something calmer so I don't escalate a situation and make a situation worse? Now, and you know your boy, so you know I have to go to the Bible for a few examples. The first example is in Colossians 3:23. There's many different versions of this, and one that I personally like myself was an NIV version, and it reads, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." And to me, that pretty much is saying, in everything you do, work, anything, any circumstances or stuff like that, whatever you do, work at it like God is looking at you, or like the person who created you is right behind you looking at you. So that means how you respond is important. How you act is important. How your emotions, if you allow your emotions to drive and stuff like that in certain circumstances is important. So whatever you do it like the person who created you is literally right behind you and could turn the whole world around if you respond back. Another Bible verse that kind of opens my eyes up to responsibility is Luke 16:10. And this one reads, "He who is faithful in a very little thing is also faithful in much. And he who is dishonest in a very little thing is also dishonest in much." Meaning, if you are irresponsible with very little, if you got a whole bunch, you're still going to be irresponsible. And that could be a perfect example of that is money. If you broke acting and you ain't got no money, and you just spend your money frivolously and whatever and however you want, you even if you got $1 million the next day, you still gonna act the same because your response hasn't changed. Just because you got money doesn't mean it's gonna change. Now it also said, and it stated first, that if you are faithful or responsible with little, you will be responsible with a lot. So if I have a group of people working under me, you feel me? I got three people I'm responsible for working under me, and I'm responsible in how I treat them, how we get the job done, and everything like that. Then if I got 50 people working underneath me, then I'm going to be responsible. I'm still going to be responsible. Like if you're responsible with little, then you'll also be responsible with a lot. So it's pretty much stating like take a moment, look at, like, if you could think of a situation where like you want to be advanced or you want to come up and stuff like that. Think of like, what are you doing with the little bit you have right now? If I want to be a movie like producer and make stuff like that, how am I using my camera phone to make movies? How am I using the little bit I have to make movies? Am I doing well with it? Am I going out there and doing something with the little I have, or am I not being responsible with it but expecting to get more? That's not how it works. If you want more, or you want to be able to use more, then you have to be responsible with the little bit you got now. Understood? Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's kind of I hope y'all getting what I'm saying. My issue with irresponsibility is that like irresponsibility breeds a lot of issues, and it doesn't progress anybody forward. It doesn't help or move anybody forward. So like a few things that I've seen from a lack of responsibility is like, you have no need to do better or get better. So then you become stagnant. Like you just get stuck in that one place and you just don't do any better. Like, oh, I think I'm a decent and an okay person. But like, if you really think about it, there's probably many different windows that you could be doing better. If you take responsibility for, oh, how I acted towards this situation was wrong, or how I acted toward this situation was wrong, and you acknowledge that, and you be responsible with it, then you're going to change it and try and do better. Another thing I saw was blame is given out and not accounted for. So like, okay, like situations happen, issues happen, like something bad happens, and instead of like acknowledging your part in it, it's more like oh, well, he did this or she did that or blah blah blah, and nobody's taking responsibility for their part, their role that they did in the situation. So it's like, oh, well, I didn't really do anything. You're not taking responsibility. Like you're truly just throwing the blame. And if you throw blame, as soon as you throw blame, the next person will throw blame, and then the next person, and then everybody's sitting underneath the bus because everybody just threw everybody under the bus, and nothing gets fixed. Something else I saw: people who do bad continue to do bad. So it's like, which I'm just reiterating, like, you don't try and do any better. Like if you're doing bad now and you don't take responsibility in the bad thing that you did, you're going to continue doing bad. Like you're not going to be responsible for what your actions did and how they took place and change for the better. You're just going to keep doing bad. Pride grows and sustains. So like if you're not being responsible for things that go bad, then you're going to get very prideful and arrogant and think that you're on top and you're doing well. You feel me? Like, so if you don't ever take responsibility, then you're just going to always think you're doing well, and then your pride's going to grow, and then you're going to think you're like this super person who can't do no wrong, which that's not true. We all know that. We all know that. Ain't nobody perfect. Division happens. So like in any circumstance with dealing with another person, if you do something wrong or you hurt their feelings or something like that, and you can't acknowledge your role in it or how you affected them or be responsible in it, then a lot of times that person is going to stay hurt, and there's not going to be healing, and then that makes a division. So okay, like oh, I made fun of thus and so, and it hurt their feelings, and to me, I'm like, oh well, I was just joking. He need to stop tripping. You feel me? That person not gonna take it as that. His feelings are hurt, and he's to him it's just like, oh well, you hurt my feelings. Try and fix it, but like you're not trying to fix it. So then that makes a division. So then everybody who are both y'all friends aren't they're now going to have to choose a side unless they just drop both of y'all. Me personally, I just drop both of y'all. If y'all tripping like and y'all about to make this division, I'm dropping both of y'all to an extent, like depending on the situation. But like you're making unneeded division. Another thing is relationships can be lost because of that division. Now the relationship between you and that person is now gone because nobody wanted to take responsibility in what happened. Now it's like, oh, it's your fault. No, it's your fault, and that breeds contempt and hurt in situations, and now you guys are divided. With knowledge, and I mean with responsibility, we can acknowledge our downfalls and check ourselves to do better. Like if you acknowledge like how you've been wrong or you've wronged somebody or you're just not being responsible, then literally you can check yourself and try your best to do better. Apologize, understand, or let somebody know that, hey, I wasn't the best I could have been in this situation. I should have did better. I'm sorry, and then try and do better now. How to be more responsible. I only have like three. It gets really deep on how to be responsible, but I just put it in like three different categories. First one, learn and understand ourselves and check our responses, like how we respond to things. Like know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know your feelings attached to things, know your thoughts when situations happen. Like if you understand yourself like that, you feel me, then it makes it easier to be responsible and know like, oh, well, I'm not good at that. I probably didn't do my best in this situation, and I likely hurt somebody. I could have did better. Like that, like even that level of understanding can help a multitude of situations. The best person to help you figure out yourself is God. Let me tell y'all that right now. Like you can learn all this knowledge about yourself, but God got a whole bunch of other stuff that's deep rooted that you didn't even know about. Number two, progress. Pretty much progress. All right. I understand my flaws. I understand where I could be doing better. I understand my strength. And just progressively try to do better. Like I know these are my faults. These are the things that I didn't do well. And I'm trying to work on my ability to respond. Like, okay, did I respond well in that situation? No? Okay, let me do better. I responded well in this situation. Let me continue to do that or respond in that way when that situation comes up. Learn how to do better and respond and just progress. It doesn't mean like tomorrow, oh, I'm about to be the best responder ever. No. Stuff takes time and acknowledgement. Okay, yes, I could have did better in that situation. Oh, I needed to do better in this situation. Oh, I need to do better in this situation. It's how you work on yourself and like progress. And finally, do everything in love and to the best of your ability. You know, like in everything, like working on doing better, trying to progress. Do it in love. Understand that, okay, I love myself. I want to do what's best for me, and me being a foul person is not the best for me or for the people around me, so let me do better. Oh, I love other people, so let me be responsible and do what's best for them also, and stuff like that. So it's like, in love, do what you can in love. Like, do everything you can in love. Like, hey, I do this in love. I'm not good at doing this in love. I need to check myself and stuff like that. And then do it to the best of your ability. Don't half butt it or don't half try and do thus and so. Oh well, I'm gonna go and do my job, I guess, and like you're barely doing it. Or oh, I'm gonna try and love that person. Okay, but like do it. Like do it to the best of your ability. If your ability is down here, but you know you could be up here, you better step up and get to that higher place. Like get to that higher ground of your ability to to like to get to that higher ground, to do your best. Like, okay, if this is my best, I'm giving 110%. If you give 110%, you about dying. But if you're giving 100% every time you do it, then that's all you can give. Two situations where I didn't respond well and responded well. One situation was like, both of these are driving situations, which driving is a huge thing that you have to be able to respond. The first one where I messed up, I was in the car with my homies and my friends, and I almost missed a turn. So I'm stuck here, right here at this like light, and like I could go straight, and then it will take longer, or I could like try and back up and cruise and go down the turn that I almost missed. So my response wasn't right in this because I tried to back up in at a light. So I tried to back up and I hit the car behind me. Did I hit it very hard? Not really. Was there any damage? No. But we did pull over and a dude pretty much fussed me out. Was my response in that situation wrong? Yes, very much so. And I heard it till the cows came home and homeboy was fussing me out. Oh man, my car's all damaged. Your car's fine. It was fine. My car was fine. Was the way I reacted bad? Shoot, yeah. Like I responded bad. That was a dumb thing to do. Like that was dumb. A better situation where I actually responded right was we were driving home from an event. I was driving home from an event. I'm a pretty decent driver. Let me say that right now. I'm a pretty decent driver. Do I do things a little wild sometimes? Yes. Majority of the times, I'm probably like super chill when it comes to driving. But in this instance, we were driving, having a good time, about to drive all my homies home, and the car like spins, right? Because it's icy on the ground. It's icy in the road. And like, I don't know why, but like I remember watching, I think it was probably like Cars or something like that. And like it said, when you're trying to really turn, then like you had to turn your wheels with it so that it can, so like the car can like move easier. I feel like if I would have stayed straight, we would have been like in the road. So like what I did, I turned a little bit, let the car like keep going until we got to the median, and then I slowly turned and straightened my tires. And then I straightened my tires, so then my wheels were like facing straight. And we stopped in the median between the roads, the oncoming traffic, because we were going that way, the other one was going there, and I stopped in the median. Like, Lord, thank you. Like, that was you, but then the car stopped. So like we all had to hop out and all of the other stuff, but luckily the car was fine. Everybody was fine. We were okay, and like it took that response, like that was a better response than doing something dumb and backing up and hitting somebody's car. That was a better response than backing up. That was a good response to get me in that place I needed to be when the car shut off, and because it shut off as soon as like I straightened the tire, and it shut off right in the median. No cars hit us or nothing like that. We were just parked there. Everybody got out. We walked to the side of the road, and we were fine. And that's just two examples of like me being in circumstances where like, I thank God that I got through both of them situations, but I'm glad that I responded better in the second situation. In conclusion, responsibility is a huge thing, and I feel like if we all start to take responsibility for ourselves and stuff like that, then it'll help. It'll stop the chain of, oh, I'm blaming this person, I'm blaming that person, it stop the blaming, and it will make everybody examine themselves and how they could be better and doing better. If we know how we can do better, then we'll work and progress on doing better. Because if we're irresponsible, honestly, if you're irresponsible, you're not going to take responsibility for anything, and then people are going to see you do that, and they're going to do the same, and also like you're just a chain reaction will just keep happening of people like not being responsible for themselves and stuff like that. So it's like if you learn responsibility, a lot of things Yes, it's going to be hard at times because like when you mess up, you got to take responsibility for that. When you do good, take responsibility for that. But like in the end, it is much better to be responsible than to be irresponsible. Your boy just sat here and wanted to talk to y'all. Uh, it's just been a brother been a lot of things been on my mind, and I wanted to share and stuff like that. So thank y'all for listening. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, share this with anybody you know what needs to hear it. And if you down with what I'm saying, please subscribe and follow and enjoy the other videos I put out. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day.